your business. Georgia State License 291.
101 TKO Radio. Good morning. Happy Monday. We are back in the lab. It's your girl. I am Chelsea Speaks. Oh, I sound nice and clear this morning. I have not been on these airwaves in quite some time. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with all of social media, but it's interesting because we said in 2024, we told 2024 to come in here and sit down and don't cause no problems and don't do no extra stuff. That ain't what's happening. That ain't what's happening now. So we are only to February 19th, which, by the way, today kicks off the first initial leg of the voting for the presidential candidacy that will go throughout March, but today kicks off that day. But since we started the year, we just got to run down the few events that have happened thus far. Okay, so first we started off with Cat Williams. He broke the internet. Him and Shannon Sharp. That was the first one. Then we rolled out, right before Cat, we had some P. Diddy issues. So we were coming out of 23, going into 24. Like, okay, let's just keep it there. So then Cat Williams comes out with his show, with his interview with Shannon Sharp. So that's a whole nother chapter. Then we get Monique coming down, and she's going upstairs trying to break the internet. That's something else. Then we get to the Super Bowl, and this whole thing about is Taylor Swift and the Illuminati. What was Ice Spice doing there? The Balenciaga chain. That was really a chain given to her from Playboy Cardi. It was an upside down cross. Like, all right, we still in 2024. Then we get to past the Super Bowl. Now we got Travis Kelce yelling drunk in the mic, Viva Las Vegas, and seeing Taylor Swift's face. Then flash forward, we have the parade to celebrate the Kansas City Chiefs winning, in which sadly we lost one tragic life, one of the DJs from out there, from a shooting that took place during the parade. So we still just in the first quarter of the game. Listen, somebody need to take the internet away from us because it's just getting crazy at this point. So now, fast forward, we're talking about this young lady who apparently allowed her, I think, 7-year-old child to help her wax other women for her sex, for her business. Let me make sure I said this correctly. So there was a young lady in Memphis, Tennessee, who put a post on Instagram and said that she allowed her 7-year-old little girl to help her with JJ waxing business, and that her little girl made about $755 in one day from waxing clients, and proceeded to post pictures of this little girl waxing grown women. So let me first just stop right there. Number one, if you or anybody you know has the pictures, you need to purge them immediately because you will be charged with possession of child pornography. Even looking at it, thinking about it, Googling it. Don't forget, y'all, our IP addresses really do show where we are, what we're looking for, and there's no such thing as completely just purging your data and your browsing history. There is always some type of electronic digital trace. So we got that. So now we getting over the young lady and her little girl. Now flash forward to Risa Tisa, y'all. Listen, I was determined not to listen to this series. I was like, I got way more stuff to do. But when I tell you, new fear unlocked. The level that this man went to fool her. This lady, for those who don't know, Risa Tisa is a very now popular TikTok content creator who did a 50-part series. Each part of the series was 10 minutes. And she told about how she met this guy on a dating website and how he basically went from dating her to impregnating her losing the baby, them quote unquote getting engaged, and her finding out that he's a convicted felon, that he's a pathological liar, and that he might have some type of bodily disease that really doesn't get disclosed. And this man is just off. Right when I think I've heard enough, it's a lot. And on top of that, he got a twin. Listen, when we come back, we're going to talk about that. But I got an interview that I want to get into today. It's very interesting because we're bringing my girl Jade Desires back in. And I think that this conversation is going to be great because her field is Tasteful Treasures and, of course, Jade Desires. And so I want to see how sex really affects how we think, because for Risa Tisa, when you getting D down real good, ladies, or even men, we tend to avoid those red flags, or either we think we headed to the surface. So with that being said, you guys stay locked and loaded. We have a full show planned today. It's 101 TKO Radio. Knock them out the box. Let's get it in. 101 TKO Radio. We are back in the building. That's my girls, Total Wit, sitting home, waiting on you. That's kind of loud in my ear, ain't it? I must be getting deaf. I've been listening to Risa Tisa all weekend, and my hearing done blew my mind. Listen, we are back in the lab. It's Monday morning with your girl. I am Chelsea Speaks on the Women Are Dope morning show. Good morning, everybody. I got a very special guest in the building with me this morning. Now, you may have heard her charming voice before, but this time we're going to take it a whole different route because we have some announcements and some very big things coming down the way. So, with that being said, I'm going to announce my girl, Jade's Desires, who I just found out her real name, by the way. I'm still trying to get over there. I was like, I don't know what to call her. I just call her Jade Desires. The sex lady.
Yeah.
Hi, Jade. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome back to the space.
Thank you. I've been looking forward to this.
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell. Why you been looking forward to it?
First of all, you. Because you're the epitome of, positivity. What Black women should aspire for. Like, don't let nobody tell you what you can't.
Yeah, I don't do know as well.
Yeah. So it's like your whole, when we, I don't even remember how we met, but when we met, it was like we clicked automatically, and I was like, okay, that's who I need to align myself with. I need to align myself with somebody like you. And it was like, it's been like that ever since.
It really has. It really has. It was like, people always talk about the people that are destined to be in your life.
Yeah.
And they say that sometimes the people you've known the longest really don't hold you down like the people you meet, because the truth is, you're not who you were a year ago, a month ago, a week ago, according to Risa Tisa, 24 hours ago. So with that being said, I'm going to let you introduce yourself because I know who you are, but you have so many new things coming up, and we are also going to talk about you being a sponsor for Women Are Dope. But I wanted to find out directly from you, Jade, what you got going on. What is 2024 bringing? Whose insurrection is going on?
Oh, so Jade's Desire has so much going on. Tasteful Treasures has so much going on. Well, first, who I am. I am real life erotica author, Jade's Desire. I know, right?
Y'all gotta see a face when she say it.
So that's first and foremost. And then second of all, I got this really big project that's coming up that, I was like, you need to do this. And you need to do that. I was like, okay, I'm listening. So because I put everything else before my business. Like when I'm working, everybody else comes before. Yeah.
As we all do women.
I need to stop doing that. And it's I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even know what to say. Yeah. It's just like, I just kept putting it off, and I'm like, I can't. But it's just resonating. And it's like, I wanted to start back getting into doing, my podcast and, just doing different stuff. And I was like, I know who I can call to not only help me rebrand myself, but get me to where I need to be. So I sent Miss I Am Chelsea.
Oh,
this was it a long text message?
I don't even think it was, because you kind of got straight to the point.
Yeah, and I was
like,
just
look,
like,
I need to
rebrand. I need to start over because I
trying to pick it up,
get it back where it was, because it was, the sexual submissive was out there. But now, it's a whole nother. So I got to get her back out there.
So you feel like you left some loopholes with sexual submissive that now Jade Desire, this is going to fill in those.
Oh, I left a lot of holes.
Really?
Literally.
It's too early.
A lot of them. So, I mean, with talking to you, should I announce it? Or you
I mean, you do this your thing. I'm just the first one getting up, but not right now.
So just, with Chelsea understanding and us having the relationship that we have, and knowing what I want to do, you all, I will be the Jesus, I'm getting hot.
No, don't lie. Go ahead. No, you got it.
I will be the newest on-air personality at 101 TKO Radio. Y'all sex.
That's the only sex I'm getting. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, so I am definitely excited about that. And just rebranding Tasteful Treasures, rebranding the Sexual Submissive. The second book is out, and that if you read the first book, the second book is How I Became.
Ooh.
When I say it's a lot more detail.
I was gonna say, is it more?
It's more.
Because oftentimes what I'm finding is that you either read a book with the before story is the real juice.
Yeah. So that gives never do I give names. I don't give names, so it ain't like somebody can
pinpoint. Are they doing
you can't Jerome
McCoy.
They can't pinpoint nobody.
Okay.
So and the second one gives details about me being a human buffet.
I'm look. Every time I tell somebody about you, Black people, we always find out like details about somebody. Like, Shorty with the big nose. Like, we always find a detail. Yeah, that's the one I told you about. Got eaten up, but
yes, it's amazing. I think every woman should experience.
Really?
Yes.
Lord, sorry, Mom.
Well, my mama knows.
I mean, listen. So from what I hear, there are so many. Even though you wrote a book, there are so many untold stories and so many different facets of just forming Jade's Desires. That this platform is now just going to serve as like an open end for questions, giving advice, and then some.
Because there are a lot of not only women, but there are men. Like everybody is on a different sexual plane. Everybody's sexual experience is different, and that's where I come in at because I've written articles and stuff like that on how couples need to learn how to communicate because some men are like, I don't know how to have that conversation because the first thing a woman gonna think if her man is like, okay, I want to try this.
Who you messing with new?
Right.
Yeah.
And not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes.
Right.
But not all the time. It's just something that he's done in a previous relationship that he likes, that he wants to try because everybody's sexual experience is different. And, that's where I come in at to bridge that gap and help you to learn how to communicate that.
Listen, I got a whole bunch of questions brewing in my mind, especially because I don't watch Reason Teeth and we got to talk about the pandemic and people's sex lives and how we did stuff because we was living down lockdown for somebody. Listen, when we come back, we're going to talk some more to Jade's Desires. Make sure you guys get ready. She is coming with an all-new show. She just announced on 101 TKO Radio. And don't forget, it's early, but the phone lines are still open if you have questions. That's 678-439-7419. 101 TKO Radio, knocking on the box. We'll be back in a minute.
What we gonna do now is go
too.
101 TKO Radio. That was Jade with Hey Mr. DJ. That's one of my old jams.
That's a stepper song.
It is.
I'm from Chicago.
Were you a fan of the group, Jade?
Oh, absolutely.
What was your favorite song by them?
That one, and it was another one.
Sending My Love was my favorite.
I think that's it. Yeah.
They have about 3 songs.
They had 5. Yeah, they had a couple more. They had a
strong 5 though.
They had a strong
just
5.
Like Moke and Steph. He's nice. They had one song, huh?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
I guess he wasn't his. I guess he must have been. Listen, we are back in the lab. Today is Monday, February 19th. Do not forget, it's the first day for voting. That's right. Registration has opened up. Listen, I'm a millennial, and I'm going to be honest. I just started voting. I know it sounds bad, but I just started voting. What about you, Shayna? Are you a voter? Are you active? Are you?
Okay, so the way that Atlanta set up, not in Atlanta. Absolutely not.
I feel you.
Absolutely not.
So you're registered somewhere else to vote?
I'm still registered in Chicago to vote.
Okay, as long as you're registered. I mean, I used to be one of those people that didn't want to, but then I don't think that it's right to be a media personality and then talk about certain issues and not actually do it. So I can't encourage anybody to vote, and I don't do it myself. So
see,
what's your thoughts on it?
Atlanta politics sends my racism overdrive.
Shout out to Fannie Willis, by the way.
Ooh, baby.
That's a whole nother.
Said try me if you want to.
Listen. Speaking of, look, we got to get into the conversation really quick. So now you are a sex coach. You're a consultant, an advisor, an event planner, a curator, so many different things, an author. Out of all the things you do, which out of what you do makes you the happiest when you're doing it? Is it having sex? I'm playing. The faces.
I'm just saying, I'm good at what I do. Believe it or not, it's event planning.
Really?
Yeah.
And then tell me why that?
Because
I think you were saying that.
It's my creative. Mm-hmm. Because I'm literally over the top in everything I do. I'm so over the top and so extra. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So you really just kind of pull out all the stops and things like that.
Yes.
Okay, so now I have a question. Now you mentioned rebranding, and with that, you're also one of the sponsors for Women Are Dope. Why is it important to you now to rebrand, and what was the catalyst for you saying, you know what, now I want to go ahead and rebrand? Because so many women and people have the conversations within ourselves, but we just don't take that step moving forward. Like what were you doing, and you were like, you know what, I can't take it no more. I got to move forward.
Listening to all these dumb ass shows.
That's true.
Giving out bad advice. Like, don't take your personal experiences and put it out to the world. You giving you got a platform, use it right. Yeah. And it's just like, come on now, some of the stuff. And I'm just like, and me and my other half was talking, and I push him like to do what he needs to do. And one day he was like, "So, what you doing?" Right? Okay, say less. Because it's always been in the back of my mind. And it's like I told you when we talked, it was that fear. Because it's like the topic that I'm talking about, somebody is going to say, and it's like, and your reply was, if you remember, fear is going to get you nowhere. Yeah. Fear is going to get you nowhere. So it's like, I need to stop being, because I can sit and talk to you, my girls, and everybody else all day long about sex, what to do, what position to try. Me and one of my coworkers was at Sports Cafe the other day, and 2 ladies sat with us, and we just started having a conversation. Yeah. I gave her like 3 different positions, and she looking at me like,
"Who sent you?" It's true.
So it was like, okay, I need to get back out there. I need to start back doing my classes. I need to. Because there's a lot of women out here that want to learn how to get flogged. Right. There's a lot of women out here that's never had an orgasm. So
very true.
Let me help you.
You know, it's interesting because we look at Gen Z, the millennials, and then the baby boomers. And I feel like as a millennial, we are so ready to have these types of conversations. Now, if I go to my mama and I talk about sex, I'm not going to get nowhere. But I enjoy women like you that allow us to have these conversations because number one, sex is everywhere at this point. Yeah. Let's be real. I mean, straight sex, dates, like it's all out at this point. And so if we're not talking about it, then we're just kind of
But we're the only ones that's taboo about it.
Yeah, why is that?
Our grandparents, because it was one of those things that you just don't discuss it. But luckily enough, I got a bunch of hoes in my family. Starting from the grandmama on down.
So they discussed.
It was an open book.
Wow.
Open. I tell everybody that all the time. I had no problems with going. Well, my mother is approved, but you know.
Do you think that your life would have been different if you would have had people that wouldn't have been so open with you? Like, would you how so? Because I want the people out there to realize what happens when you do have a support system and what happens when you don't.
I look at my friends and be like, "That's how you grew up," because a lot of them like was coming to my household to ask questions, and I was confused. Like,
you didn't know?
You didn't know? Like, when I sent my oldest son off to college, he had a box of condoms. I got all my sons are hot boys. He high yellow, red hair, ginger, all that Irish is in him. And it was like, I know who I got. I know who my son is. So let me send him off right. He has spermicide. You know, there are a lot of men that don't know what spermicide is.
That's true. That's true. Wow.
So yeah,
it was necessary.
It was necessary.
Wow.
And like this, literally, like I'm looking at like all of these STDs and stuff that's coming back, and it's our community, and that's because it's not being taught. The conversations aren't being had. When I was in high school, we had sex ed, but guess what? I was helping the sex ed teacher.
What?
Yeah, because of my.
So you knew,
right? My peers were uncomfortable with talking about it, and then here's an adult that's talking to us about the birds and the bees and sex and all this other stuff. Everybody had questions, but nobody wanted to ask the question.
Wow.
That's why my age range, we got kids already. We got grandkids. That's because nobody had that conversation with them.
True.
And it's like,
had the conversation been had? Yes. You know, I think it's interesting that there are so many radio shows and podcasts about feelings, emotions, and all the other stuff that leads to sex. But we don't be talking about sex to the depth of that. You know, like we had different interviews, Shannon Sharp, like it's always personal stuff, but we never talk about what would have happened, you know, if we would have had a sexual conversation. And in that, you know, I was just talking about earlier, the whole Risa Tifa thing.
Yeah.
How much do you think that sex clouds the average person's mind? Just like, I want people to understand how it can affect their judgment, because people are like, how could she? And
because, and this has nothing to do with her. This is men and women in general, especially with women. If a woman is insecure with herself about her looks and, you know, what she has, and she finds somebody that finds her attractive and wants to be with her and saying all the things that she wants to hear, of course she's going to be, oh, this is my knight in shining armor, until things started happening and it's like, okay, something about this ain't right.
Yeah.
But it was that insecurity and that unhappiness. It was like, okay, I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to put up with that. I've been there. I mean, not the best looking thing in the world, but I've been through trauma. So it was like during that time, I was insecure. And I was like, I needed to hear that.
Yeah,
I fell for the wrong person during that, and then had more trauma after that because he was saying the right thing. And then it was like, we as women, because we want to be loved so much,
and validated,
and we want to be validated, we fall for it instead of like paying attention to it. But at what point, like, how do we know? We don't know until we get into it, and then it's like, okay, we so deep in. How the hell do I get out?
Yeah. Yep. Wow. I'm constantly shocked because it's like sometimes there's a quote. Well, there's a book that says when you're getting ready for war, you never have sex because it throws off your concentration. Do you think that statement is true?
Absolutely not.
Really? You don't think so? I think so.
Why?
I think so because I feel like it's a double-edged thing. Like, you ever had sex sometimes and then you're done, you're tired, and you got no energy and you're depleted. It can go that way. Or it can be the sex was so good that you just stop focusing on what you need to do. I've had stuff like that made me like, you know what, I am just close it up for the day. What you think? It made you be on go.
If I'm having sex in the morning and I know I got to get up and go to work, it's not going to be nothing in depth. It's going to be I'm sending you off to work. And it's not even, I'm not going to even say quickie. Let's say 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That's a refresher.
Right.
That's a refresher. That's gonna get me up and get my day started.
Mhm.
Because if I haven't had sex, don't talk to me. I'm angry. I'm gonna cuss you out. Like, so it's going. I'm not gonna be focused because it's like what the fuck? Like I ain't had like nigga
what is really going on?
What's really going on?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I can't focus.
So okay. Now what about the women that feel like they lose focus when they do have sex though?
Then y'all ain't doing it right.
You think so? I think that's debatable.
It could be. It very well. It could be debatable, but at the same time, it's like when we as women get crabby.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing our men say? Come on,
I know what you. That's true. I know because I've been crabby for the past 8 months. So what's going on here?
I'm just saying that's the first thing that they say is, "Come on, I know what you need."
So I'm curious, what are some of the things that you're going to be talking about on your show? Because sex can go through so many layers and levels, but what can we expect? Like, what's coming on the pipeline?
Oh, I like how you said my show. I got a radio show, y'all. I'm grown.
She in the big league.
I'm in the big leagues now. So the conversation of how to have that conversation about sex, how to bring that, because nobody knows how to do that.
True.
Nobody knows how to do that. Everybody is afraid of what their significant
I say bust that thing open, boy.
Right. And then I've had a couple of messages like last year because people were just now finding me.
Mm-hmm.
See, I did a book signing last year for the second book.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my best girlfriends, she's vlogger.
Mm-hmm.
She vlogs, she whips.
Now, for those who don't know what flogging is, can you give us a brief definition of flogging? Because when I saw the coaching, I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing here. Okay, honest side to Django, however you want to put it.
Flogging, it's just the correct terminology for getting spanked and whipped and being tied up. It's a part of BDSM.
So wait, is flogging just one thing, or is it like it can be different things?
It's different things. So it's different. Okay, so you have the whip, you got the paddle with the spikes, you got the paddle with the spikes and roses. Yeah.
Spikes and roses?
Yeah. It's literally all about the tolerance and pain and what you get out of it.
Okay, wait. It's too early. Is more curious about sex than they let off?
Yes.
Why? When do you think there's ever a point in like any person's life where they're like, is there any age you get to where you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna live it out. I'm gonna just, or
shit, I did it at 18. My auntie gave me my first dildo at 16.
Well, then. So on this show, are we also going to be discussing sex toys and introducing women?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. I got my lineup ready. They ready.
Listen, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. Y'all know what time it is. I am sitting with Jade Desires discussing her new show that is coming down the pipeline. We'll be announcing that show name on Wednesdays here to rock your airwaves. Listen, my phone lines are open. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about sex, your Monday, and how it's going, bang me up. 678, not like that. 678-439-7419. We'll be back in a minute. I was like, wait. 101 TKO Radio. We are back in the building. Happy Monday, guys. Talking about Man Crush Monday. Shout out to Jerome McCoy from Reese Tisa. I'm sorry, I'm petty.
Oh. No, that's wrong.
That was petty.
That's wrong.
Radio will show you how petty you really are. Because you're going to find yourself, you already be thinking the thoughts, but you're going to be more inclined to just put them out there.
Ooh, I don't need to do that.
So for you, I think that's going to be an amazing thing. So with that being said, speaking of, as well as having you here, we got some national holidays. So I want to go through those with you. So today is National Chocolate Mint Day. Where is the best place to put chocolate on the body?
In the clip.
For real? It don't stick?
Why is it going to stick? You're licking it off.
Okay. All right. Okay. Note to self. Today is also National Lash Day. Has one of your lashes ever come off there and said,
I don't wear lashes.
Mine did, and it was on his booty. He got up, and I saw a lash. I was like, sir. Let me get that back.
I don't wear lashes.
I was like, they got us on the cheek. It ain't in between the cracks. I mean, he got up, and I was like, where is that mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that. Today is also National, Prevent Plagiarism Day. What would you do if you ever found out somebody stole your book and tried to remake your story? What would you do?
Tell me who the parties are. I need you to explain to me who the
immediately.
I need you to explain to me who my NFL players are. I need you to explain to me who my basketball players are. Who is the secretary? So I need to know all that because I know who they are. And can't nobody tell my story better than I can.
Shout out to the NFL players. You know, they be the real ones. Like, it's the ones that didn't make it that you mess with. It's the ones that didn't make it all the way to the league or kind of played in the league for a year. Because I done had some Tennessee Titans.
Baby, I ain't from.
I done had the living gold medalist or two.
This is the very first football player that I dated. It was a very popular club back in Chicago called Secrets. It's in one of the south suburbs, Illinois. Anybody in Chicago know about them, know about Secrets. Everybody and their mama be at that club. I'm sitting at the bar. I don't wear makeup. Like I'm still cute.
You be too, yeah.
Right. So I get somebody. I'm chilling with my girl. I get somebody tapping me on my shoulder, like somebody over there want to buy you a drink. Absolutely not, sir. Thank you. And it's literally all in the book. Like, dude came over like 3 times. Was like, somebody want to buy you a drink. No,
that happened to me, but it was a deaf guy, so I didn't have that same outcome.
No,
but you know what? After we see, so I think I should put my deaf story out now. Like now, I'm just so
go ahead,
put them out there now.
Go ahead.
So with your show, will you have a segment where people can call in and give you like or ask for your advice?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, so what types of areas will you be giving advice in?
Whatever they want. That too, because a lot of people don't want to swallow.
I mean, we are grown, we are adults now.
You know, I don't know what Facebook gonna let me say, but you know.
I mean, well, I think the conversation needs to be had.
Yeah.
It's not like people aren't doing it, and it's better for us to be ahead of the curve than not.
That's true. And the thing about it is I'm gonna tell you one thing. When I was young, I'll never forget this. When my auntie first introduced me to oral sex, there's a difference between oral sex, giving head, and sucking dick.
Really?
It's a difference. It's a difference.
Okay.
She said you can't do everybody. Don't do everybody, but it's like nowadays, every time somebody, no, you can't put everybody. You can't do that.
But I find that there are more women willing to go down on men than men that be acting like they want to go down on women. I've seen that.
That's true. That's true. But then you have to also bring that out that person. I mean, if they sleep, just go ahead and sit on their face. It's only a little suffocation.
Okay. Look, you heard it. You heard it directly from the coach. Just let it happen.
But it goes both ways because there are men that their friends have told them horror stories and it spooked them.
True.
And it could also be, they have this perception like they don't want to do it, just like some women got this perception because I literally, I'm not going to say what sister it is, but one of my sisters was like, I would absolutely never because it was the pre-com for her. Do you eat okra?
Is that why I love okra?
If you can eat okra, You got that slime shit in your mouth. I mean,
it's the same consistency.
It's the same consistency.
That might be why I love Oprah. Well, dang. What you got to say, Millie? Oh, he said, get close to the mic. You know what? I knew she was going to do that. I'm
sorry, I got to get my jewels started.
So listen, before we get out of here, if you had to describe your show in in 2 sentences, in your new show,
my new show,
how would you paint a picture for those that are new, just meeting Jade Desires, just really getting into, you know, this whole BDSM, don't even realize maybe that they have those type of questions? What do you give to them?
First and foremost, pure honesty. And then like just openness. Like there's no question. Like I wrote a book about my life, so I gotta be open and transparent. The only thing that I will just continuously say, I'm not naming names.
Ain't no names, no face, no case.
No, but I mean education and people just wanting to like learn, because like you say, you could be already doing it and don't know that you're doing it and just want to take it a step further. So it's just, you know,
having that encouragement, that sense of okay. Listen, well, I'm excited to have you on air. I'm gonna give me a voice changer so I can call and ask questions, but you don't know it's my I'm trying to figure out if it's okay to have it from the back or not.
It's absolutely
are we running red lights or not?
Listen,
listen, I'm excited, and then you're also a sponsor for Women Are Dope. So big thank you for that. I'm excited to have you.
Thank you.
Ladies, the best part about this experience is that there aren't just women there who handle business, but it's women who you can get along with, who you can network with. You can have real conversations, whether it's about, you know, selling business or simping dick. It don't matter. Just saying. So with that being said, we finna get off these airwaves. Jay, drop all of your social media handles so they can follow you, support you, and know when to tap in on your new show.
Okay, so Instagram, Sexual Submissive, the number 1. TikTok, at Jade's Desire.
Damn.
I think that's what it is, because I just started really. I think that's what it is. Jade's Desire 69. I think that's what it is. And Facebook, Tasteful Treasures, Jade's Desire 69.
I love it. Listen, if you guys don't know, you definitely want to tune into this show. It's going to give you information, education. You're going to be entertained, and you're also going to probably find out some things that help you kind of confirm that you're not the only one out there with these questions, comments, concerns. It's a new day, a new year, and we want to put things on the table. It's better for us, our people, and for health and safety purposes. We need to have the conversation. So with that being said, you guys stay locked and loaded. When Jade gets on these microphones, you ain't gonna know what happens. So y'all make sure y'all get ready coming in March on Wednesdays. It's going all the way up. We still finalizing our show name. It's gonna be something that you can get into bed with one way or the other. So with that being said, it's your girl, I am Chelsea Speaks. You guys stay locked and loaded. Don't forget, we have Get in Front of Johnny Cabell tonight with DJ Superstar feature Moolah Mo on your airwaves on 101 TKO Radio, knocking them out the box. Holla. All right.